Well, welcome back, everybody, to Guber Talks. My name is Justin.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Bundy.
And Bundy's here.
Hey.
How's everyone doing today, gang?
Not too bad. A little chilly.
It is a little chilly.
It's nice chilly, though. It's
Yeah,
not, like,
today's
painful.
better. Yesterday was windy as hell.
Yeah.
So we...
And it's sunny, which is always helpful. Like I
brightens
left,
the mood.
Yeah, I left my house earlier today, and I hated it, but it was...
I left my house, and that was it.
Yeah, but no, it was chilly, but it was sunny, so I'm like, I don't mind having to walk around.
Yeah. Bundy and I just got back from doing a fall... Is it just called a fall summit or just a summit?
They just call it like a fall sales service summit.
Yeah, so we got invited to it for our work, which we will not say where we work, but we work somewhere. But we went up there. They paid for everything, for like food, and then we went tailgating after like the little conference, like all the speakers were done.
Hmm.
So they paid all for the alcohol, and they catered food
Nice.
for that. So there's just food all day.
Yeah, the food was good.
Yeah.
Lunch was the best. I
Yeah,
think.
lunch was very... Wait, lunch or the tailgating food?
Lunch.
Like at the hotel?
Yeah.
That was
Well,
pretty good.
the food at the tailgate was nice, but it was so windy and cold. By the
Yeah.
time you got your food onto your plate,
Yeah.
it was already cold. Just because of how much wind was blowing on us, it was like my mac and cheese was starting to get stiff. I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
And I was running around the whole time. So.
Yeah, you were a fool.
Yeah.
He was drinking, consistently since we'd gotten to the tailgate.
Because it's free.
And then, he wanted to prove he was a big, strong boy.
No,
so
I
he was
wasn't.
like, hey, somebody hit me the pigskin. So he was throwing it around out there.
I
like he
kept
was a
saying that. I'm
football
like, my hands
superstar.
are really cold. The only way to warm it up right now is to throw around some pigskin. And then I played with a bunch of it was fun. I like just throwing the football around outside.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's playing with people's children,
Yeah.
not looking weird.
I wasn't playing with kids at all. It was a bunch of old people. They're all older than me, so. But we did that, and then they paid for all of our hotel rooms. So
Nice.
Baller.
yeah. So
Did you all have individual hotel rooms?
Yes, we did.
Nice.
It was great. Got to spread out in the bed. Ate some
I
gummy.
did not like the room in the bed.
What do you mean?
Because I'm like used to my bed with Valoria, so
Yeah.
I'm like kind of cozy in there. Having like a wide ass bed with just me, it's just like, God. I'm
What do I
I don't know
do?
what to
I'm
do.
cold and I'm alone.
Did you raid the minibar?
Huh?
Did you raid the minibar in
I
the
don't think
hotel
there
room?
was.
Yeah, there was. They didn't have like
Yeah, shafted.
any.
It was,
like water or anything.
It's a newer. I feel like it's a newer hotel,
What
right?
hotel is it?
Nah.
If you
It's
are okay saying it?
the Marriott at the Iowa River Landing.
Okay.
When you go
Yeah.
down there, it's the one it's got like the little man-made pond lake in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
Okay.
It's really nice, but
Yeah, it was nice. What was I say about it? They took forever to get my rooms ready.
Hmm.
Which then again, there was like how many, like 70 or 80 of us there.
yeah, they said 70.
Yeah, so that's understandable because they had to get them all ready within
Yeah.
a couple hours. But like Bundy got his room right before we left to go tailgating because we took a shuttle, which we barely made.
Yeah, they had like this shuttle service available
Yeah.
to take us over to, because like a couple of the managers, they went ahead of time over to the Hawk lot
Mhm.
with their big ass RVs and just like staked out probably like 8 spots for us next to like a big grassy area so we could like fuck around and do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had a shuttle service to take us over there, and it was like a small shuttle.
Yeah.
Like a
It was a shuttle meant for like 5 to 10 people.
oh
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there was literally at least 20
yeah,
people
at
on
least.
sitting on each other's laps.
there. Yeah.
Me and Justin stood.
Yeah, I kept falling
Yeah.
because I had a bag in my hand
Yeah.
and I was like in a weird position because I was trying not to like bump into people, so I kept like falling over and whatnot. Bundy was fine. Bundy was a sturdy
I'm
statue.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Brick shit house.
brick shit.
But yeah,
So-
that was fun.
Yeah, we did that, and then Bundy and I went back. I took a fat nap. I don't know about him, but
Yeah.
I napped for at least an hour and a half, and then we went back out to the bars, which everyone else was like past drunk and everything,
Yeah.
which was annoying because they're all fighting and stuff. But
Yeah. Well, it was like during the time when we took naps, people kept going.
Yeah.
People kept drinking. So
Naturally.
by the time we caught up with them, they were just like plastered. People were just being, moronic.
Yeah.
And we were trying to get downtown. We were at the river landing, which realistically isn't that far, from downtown. But
we're not gonna walk it
hell no.
because it was windy and cold.
Yeah.
Which when we went, side note, when we went to the tailgate, it actually warmed up a little bit because it was sunny
Well,
and
yeah,
everything, and it felt
yeah.
fine. It's just the wind made it
Yeah.
not the most enjoyable. But
So then we had to try to find an Uber for like 6 people to get downtown. We ended up hanging a ride in somebody else's
Yep.
Uber, and we
I'm
ended
not
up
paying for that.
we ended up getting downtown, and we just went to Pints just because everywhere was busy and everywhere was charging cover.
Oh yeah, can't do cover.
We
Yeah,
paid $10 going to Pints.
yeah.
Which it doesn't sound like a lot because like in LA, whenever we went to a bar, there was always a cover, no matter what day it was.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying.
If it wouldn't have been a home game, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I stole glass from Pints.
nice.
That-
Naturally.
that covers
Anything
my
else
cover
did you
charge.
take?
No. That's all I stole.
That's all. So we did that, and then we got Mesa. Ooh, I love Mesa.
Oh
Mesa.
my god, it was so good.
It was
It's
so
still
it
good.
hit the spot.
I haven't had in years. So those of you that don't know, that aren't from Iowa City or Iowa
Yep.
or haven't visited, Mesa is this pizza joint where they don't have this. Well, they have them, but they don't specialize in the standard like pepperoni, cheese, and all that. They have like really random kinds. Like they have like
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese, or like chicken cordon bleu, and like burger,
I
and like just
had-
random like
Yeah.
flavors of pizza or
Yeah.
kinds.
Do you remember what you got
It's
last
awesome,
night?
and the slices are like that big.
They're
Yeah,
big.
they're decent size.
Yeah, I got mac and cheese, and then I think
Mac and
it
cheese is the
was
best.
like a chicken ranch,
Mhm.
or it was bacon ranch. I think I couldn't
Chicken
tell.
bacon ranch.
I think that's what it was.
I got
Had that.
chicken pad thai
Okay, I think I've had that.
and chicken bacon ranch. But then they got their Euro pizza. They've got like probably 6 different types of like Mexican or Tex-Mex style taco
Yeah,
pizza.
and it's really crazy because when you go there, so if you go there on like Thursday through Saturday night, it's just the line is out the door usually with
we
drunk
got
people.
through in probably like 15 minutes.
It was
or so.
15. Yeah,
Yeah.
15.
And so you get up there and it's like the slices aren't or, like when you order a pizza, it's not off a menu. It's just there's plates of pizza in front of you, and each slice is different, and you just like have to point at it. You're like, I want that one, and like a lot of times you'll be like, what's that one? The guy's like, oh, that's chicken something. Like, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And then and so you like order by the slice, but
I kind of like how
pretty
they
cool.
don't have the signs to see what it is, because then like I don't know, you're like just balling it. You're like, I don't know what that is, but I want it.
yeah, it's like that looks good. And
Yeah.
there have been times where it's like something looked really good, and I ask they're like, oh, that's like pickled onion something. I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm not
That's
getting that.
octopus pizza.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
oh.
think they always do like a slice of the month.
Yeah.
And this month it was like spaghetti pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
with
Interesting.
meatballs.
I didn't
I didn't
see,
see any
Yeah, I
meatballs.
didn't see it. So
Just noodles.
Shame.
who knows?
So yeah, that's what we
I
did.
think a spaghetti pizza, that's just a different because it's just bread and sauce. So
Pretty
it's just a
much.
different version of that same thing on top of each other.
It's like a hamburger.
Yeah.
With a different
Kind
kind of
of.
hamburger on it. So yeah, that's what we did this weekend. What about you, Gavin?
Oh, nothing much. I
Just
went
hang out.
hung out with my mom yesterday.
How was that?
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went over to her house and was there for like 3 hours or something, just chatting away.
Catching up with mom.
Yeah.
Mom talk.
That's basically what I did yesterday. I went grocery shopping this morning. I don't want to brag. I've been doing it. But
Don't want to be a big shot here.
I have 5 different types of dairy products in my fridge right now.
Step aside.
I have 2 things of cottage cheese now.
Mm,
So
that's all I've been eating.
So gross.
Yeah, he
you
doesn't
don't like cottage cheese?
No.
Oh man.
My diet consists of 2 eggs, hot sauce, and cottage cheese in the last like week or 2. So,
For every meal?
for dinner at least.
You need
Yes.
some veggies in
yeah.
there and some fiber.
This is what I was trying to tell. It's like, you're gonna
Get a
die.
little, yeah, get something else in there. Cholesterol's gonna be through the roof eventually.
But I've lost like 7 or 8 pounds already.
That's starvation.
Yeah.
Yep. It's worth it.
Get that bikini
So
body.
it's getting colder outside, so
Yep. It's
that's-
a solid 45
oh,
today.
yeah. But I'm a warm person, so I don't mind it at all. It's just I feel like it jumped from like we talked about last time was where it was like 90,
It was 90 or
Yeah,
90
80.
degrees, and
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
the next day it was like 50. So I feel like we kind of just skipped over fall a little bit,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and
we're
going
heading-
straight towards winter. So
Yep. Yeah, it's weird thinking about it because I initially thought that we just hit winter really hard or fall,
Yeah.
whatever stage we're in now. But if you think about it, it was just an extended summer because we're in semi mid October, which is standard to be pretty chilly.
Mm-hmm.
And we were hitting 90 degrees at the beginning of the month, so it's like it makes sense now, but it
Yeah.
didn't make sense a week ago.
Exactly. But I enjoy it because I like this time of the year. I know I've said that like 1,000 times, but it's just I like Halloween a lot.
Yeah.
Halloween's my jam. Like even for example for Pokemon Go, like this is nerdy, but like I love when video games have like their themes
Mm-hmm.
for stuff like that. So
Special events.
Yeah, special events. So like with Crash Team Racing right now, they have a Halloween event, and I'm all about it for some reason. I just love like the maps because that's like free content that they throw out into their games. So
yeah. Is it maps that already exist just with a Howling twist, or is it like
brand new map actually?
Oh,
so it's brand new map
not,
with like it's like a Haunted Mansion like looking thing. It's really cool. They have they have kind of like what Fortnite has, where they have like their seasons and stuff right now. So like right now they have like you do so much like these challenges, you can keep unlocking more and more stuff. But it's all free. You can buy coins and stuff, which honestly I've got $5 worth of coins and it got me a lot of shit. So you don't need to like buy like a bunch. Like with Fortnite, you have to buy like a skin. It's like $20 and stuff like that. Yeah. This is pretty cheap. So, but with that being said, I guess we should just talk about what we're doing lately. Yeah. So, what have you been playing or watching? Or
I'll tell you what I haven't been playing.
Yeah, we'll start with you. We'll go Bundy, and then I'll go with me. What have you not been playing?
What I have not been playing is Gears of War 5. Because
tell me more.
Microsoft Store doesn't work.
Okay.
Whoa there, Bill O'Reilly. Before things fly off the handle.
So, yeah, I mentioned it, I don't know how many weeks ago at this point, that I was going to play that. So with Microsoft Game Pass, you get so many games. Gears of War was one of them you get for free. Well, free. You get it with your subscription. So I'm like, sweet. So I'm going to play it. I don't have an Xbox. I have to play it on my computer. That is still in like beta, I guess. But you would think if I'm paying for it, the beta should work. Or if it's in beta, don't make me pay for it. Yeah. Like, it's one of those things. So I was able to download Crackdown when it first came out, and I was able to download State of Decay. But those are the only two games I've been able to download, let alone play. Yeah. So I went to the Gears of War page, and it loaded up, and it said there was an install button.
I went to the Gears of War page, and I wrote an angry letter.
I hate you. So yeah, it said install, so I click that, and it does nothing. It just sits there. I'm like, maybe it's loading. Maybe it's taking a minute.
Yeah.
So nothing happens. So I'm like, click it again. And eventually I got to the rage point where I'm just sitting there clicking install over and over again. And then an orange box pops up saying, oh, something went wrong. Please try again later. I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill you.
This whole damn page is wrong.
Real quick, time out.
Yeah.
In regards to internet rage,
yeah.
Do you think that you could crush your mouse with your hand?
Which mouse? Like this one?
Like a regular mouse?
Probably. Yeah, just like a regular computer mouse.
I probably could,
okay, yeah.
Depending on, especially
if it's like doing it all the time at work.
All
the time.
I'll show you my PlayStation 4 controller upstairs. So you have a PS4?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the touchpad on the top? I've gotten so mad, I've twisted it and that thing flew off.
Oh.
Like it just snapped. Like there's a cord connecting it, so I've broken multiple controllers.
I'm going to put that in the description when I share this video. It's like, want to hear about Gavin destroying all of his property?
Gavin loves nothing more than to break his own things that he paid for.
It's like, it's one of those things where it's like something happens that it makes you so mad that you just grab it and twist and it just pops. And Mike, I'm good at...
I don't know if I get to that point.
I'm good at taking a PS4 controller apart now because I've had to do it 3 times. I can take it apart. I can stick the touchpad back together, and stick it back in, then put it back together.
I'm proud of you.
Perfect. So,
genius.
Yeah. So, anyway.
You've not been playing Gears of War.
No. And yeah, the install button wouldn't work, and I was like looking up, and none of the like troubleshooting things were working. It just was a broken page, and nothing was working. So I just canceled my subscription. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like,
that's Game Pass, right?
Yeah. Like I still have it till the end of the month or something. I'm like, this is stupid.
I was thinking about getting that because I have an Xbox One.
If I don't know how it works for Xbox One, it probably works a lot better because that's what it's built for.
Yeah.
So if you can get the $5 a month version, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting the $15 one because then you get
like
live.
The premium or ultimate or something like that.
You get live with it.
Okay.
And then you get 6 months of Spotify premium, which I don't have.
Not bad.
I have Apple Music Apple Music. And then you get all those free games. I was gonna do like a month because it's like $1, right? Just to see if I can play Gears 5.
That's what I did with Crackdown.
Yeah.
I bought that, or I got that $1 for the first month,
and
I played through Crackdown in like a weekend. So that was totally worth it because I saved $50-something on that. So that was worth it. But if you're doing it for PC, don't
do it. Yeah. How about you, Bundy? What are you playing? What are you watching? What you listening to? One of the 3.
Is anything? No music.
Green Day came out with 2 new songs.
I haven't heard the newest one.
They're not great. Well, they're fine songs. They're way different than what Green Day is normally
known for.
Yeah.
Let me see which one I saw.
Anyway.
Go on, Bundy.
Oh, watching the new season of Big Mouth. That's pretty funny. Have you ever seen that?
Oop.
There goes all your money.
It was just the first 2 seconds.
that's
I was trying
alright.
to click on the album cover to see what the name was, and it ended up playing it. It's called Father of All, is the one I have.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. If
The other one is like Fire Ready something.
Yeah, I
or
heard
something,
that, yeah.
Aim Ready Fire or something like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the very first episode of Big Mouth. That was it.
Like the first season?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. Me and Valoria will like to watch it. And then tonight is the season finale of The Righteous Gemstones on HBO.
And Ballers.
Oh,
The
and
series
Ballers?
finale, Ballers.
Okay. I didn't know Ballers was coming to an end.
That's with The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then is it next week? The Watchmen series starts.
Is that on Netflix or?
That's on HBO.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that'll take. So
I didn't realize that was so
Gemstones.
soon.
Yeah, Gemstones will end, and then we'll just keep watching.
Is that Sunday nights?
Yeah, probably.
I'll be
Sunday. Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, because I'm getting back Sunday morning, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have another thing I watched after we get to you.
But yeah, we there was they had like an activation at New York Comic Con for Watchmen, and so that was pretty cool. All the cast showed up and they were talking about like the show and stuff. So looking forward to it. It's got Regina Hall in it, and it takes place I think like 30 years after
The events.
the book.
Yeah. Because
So I have really no idea what to expect.
what's his name? Who's the voice of Scar? Who's in it?
Jeremy Irons.
Yeah. I think he's Ozymandias.
Mhm.
So he's the older version
Yeah,
of him. So
yeah,
curious if they're gonna, because Rorschach's dead.
yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna reference. Yeah,
So-
they did have Dr. Manhattan in one of the trailers, I think.
Yeah, they kind
They
of
hinted at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in the same universe as the movie from
Yep, but it takes
10
place
years ago
Well,
or whatever.
Well, not the movie, but definitely the book.
the comic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which the comic and the movie are pretty much the same thing,
Okay.
Except for the end.
except for the ending where instead of just everyone getting killed in the movie, in the book, I think it's like some giant
It's like a
monster
monster.
that just kills everybody.
Sure.
So I'm like,
Well, because, yeah, in the movie, I'm trying to think who didn't die. So the owl, Night Owl, or whatever.
Owlman or Owl.
Sure.
Is Night Owl?
I thought it was Night Owl. Either way, that guy, everyone knows
Yeah.
what we're talking about. Dr.
Yeah.
Manhattan, he's...
And the girl.
He can never
Everybody
die.
was fine except for obviously the comedian, because that's the first person.
Well,
that dies,
yeah.
And then Rorschach.
Didn't the Ozymandias guy or whatever, didn't he die?
He survived.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that planned everything, and
Yeah.
Rorschach and everyone's like, well, like, we don't want to tell everybody about this. We just
Oh.
want him to be, like, be okay and everything. Just like, that was my stomach.
Okay. I was
But it's a weird ending. I don't really like the ending to Watchmen. It's,
it was a long-ass movie.
yeah.
It's made by the...
You
people
should have
who made-
watched the director's cut.
Oh, God, no.
Which is 3 hours long. I actually don't mind the movie.
The
I
movie itself is really good.
Yeah, I think he does a really good job. But he did everything from the comic pretty much, or the graphic novel, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the ending in general. But anything else? You playing? I know you're playing Castle Crash.
Yeah, playing Castle Crashers, just trying to get. I think I'm close to the end
Yeah.
of that story as one person, but then you can always go back and level up a different guy. So
Yeah.
we tried to play. We played one level that you were needing to unlock, and then played
we
one
tried
level.
playing.
Yeah, one level that I'm trying to unlock, and it was just getting
We
stopped.
did it on the way up to Iowa City yesterday.
Playing on the Switch.
Yeah.
Was it running fine on that?
Yeah,
We're perfect.
yeah. It's pretty
Ooh.
good.
It ran really well for a local wireless, so
Okay.
it wasn't really glitchy or like laggy.
Laggy, no.
When we first played though online, it was laggy as fuck
Yeah.
on my end. At least I don't know how it was on yours.
Yeah.
But what am I watching? I watched What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show.
Oh, the
I
series?
started watching that.
That's
This-
on FX.
Yeah, so it's on Hulu.
Oh,
So I started watching it and I was like, this is actually really good because I love the movie. I don't know if you've seen the movie
Yeah,
before, but it's really
yeah.
good. Started watching that. I tried getting into American Horror Story because I usually watch those seasons,
Mhm.
but they're pretty shit. It's like a guilty
What do you mean?
pleasure. Like
Oh.
the writing.
That was good. Well, I haven't seen it for a couple of years, but the ones I've watched
The first two seasons were
pretty
really good.
Yeah.
But like
the last one I saw was what was it? It was like the carnival one or the freak show.
Freak
one.
show,
Yeah.
yep.
That was the last one I saw.
they had a good premise. I liked the beginning, and then once they killed the clown, I was like, this is fucking boring. Like, there's nothing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of like
spoilers.
yeah.
For
Well,
a like 6-year-old series.
series, yeah. So and then so I started watching the new one, which is 1984. So it's like a slasher
Okay.
style, which I like that theme a lot. I only watched the first episode, which it felt like, I don't know, it just felt very like all over the place, pace wise and everything, and story. So we'll see. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna watch the last couple episodes I've missed, but watch that. I watched the Breaking Bad movie.
I did too. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
What'd you think? I won't. No spoilers, obviously. But what did you think?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, there's really not much you can. I mean, obviously you can give away the ending, but if you're going, this is what I'll say.
Can we? Because he hasn't
I
watched it yet.
haven't
I'm not going to give away any like actual details. But one thing I will say is that if you're expecting some super big, grandiose story, you're not going to get it from this.
Yeah.
It's a nice little bookend.
Yeah.
To it, you don't need to watch it. God, my stomach. What is that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so El Camino is all about Jesse, obviously, because I mean, really, there's no one else in Breaking Bad that's alive that people care about.
Yeah.
And it
Walt Jr.
Dad, it's breakfast time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so El Camino, it takes place right after the series ends.
Like literally right after.
And it shows you more about kind of the last. Well, I guess it shows you more about Jesse's entire series life, but it jumps a lot back into that last season.
Yeah.
And then it touches a little bit on the first season too, and then into present day Jesse.
I binged it in the last week and 2 weeks, I should say. So I watched the last.
You mean the series?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Breaking Bad. No, yeah.
I watched
I
the
binged the movie
so many times. No, I watched Breaking Bad. I watched the last 2 seasons just to get caught up and refresh my mind on everything. And I really liked the last season a lot. Obviously, it's one of the best shows ever made. But
it's super well written.
The more I thought about it, I was like, okay, I really like the idea of El Camino because Jesse doesn't get a ton in the last season as much, or at least as much as he deserves.
He just gets his. I'm trying to remember.
He gets his ass kicked. He
gets
tortured the whole. Well, that's like his character throughout the whole entire show. If you think about it, he's constantly
he goes from emotionally tortured to physically tortured in that last season and a half.
And I feel like El Camino is just it shows a lot of progress through because spoilers like they kind of or not spoilers, but there's a couple flashbacks in general that they just
that's what I was talking about. How it jumps between the last season, the first season, and present day.
You think you knew that with some of the stuff in the trailers? If I'm not correct.
and plus that's not a spoiler because
if it already happened,
exactly.
It
So,
just gives it more context.
Yeah, so they do some more stuff with it. They flesh out his character a little bit more.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was just really. What were you gonna say?
There's things I want to talk about.
Me too.
But I don't want to spoil.
I don't want to spoil it for Bundy.
There's a certain character that is in the series that comes back here, and I'm just like, I hate this person so much.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. if it's the same, I'm sure it is the same person. But yeah,
there's like so many little Easter eggs too that like people like I was rewatching, and there's like a little something. I can't talk about it, but like there's something like that like somebody picks up, and I was like, oh, that's just random, and then they kind of bring it up in the movie. I was like, oh hey, I remember that from like season 3 whenever I watched it like last week. Little things like that, and they don't really hold your hand during it. They're just like, you should know what's going on. This is what's happening right now.
I will say I was impressed because the series ended 5-6 years ago, something like that. And the movie, was just made within the last year or two. I was impressed about like all the details. So like when they do the flashbacks, they have like Jesse with his longer hair and like like they got
costume,
they got like old actors and actresses back just for like a 5-second sequence or something like that. I'm like they really had to like go in all out, and it's like the Crystal Palace or what is it called, the van. Is it the Crystal Palace? Bundy, your phone's freaking the mics out.
Is it?
Yeah. Are you on the internet?
Yeah. That would do it?
Yeah, the frequency. Anywho.
Smack you.
So but yeah, like the Crystal Palace, like whatever the RV was called.
The crystal ship.
Yeah. They have that like with the bullet holes like in the exact places and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. The one thing that was noticeable is that they had, because they were doing flashbacks, but obviously they filmed them more recently than they took place. Yeah. So some of the actors had gained weight since.
I know who you're talking about.
So like one of the main actors in this movie gained not a significant amount of weight since the show, but it's noticeable. Yeah. And you're like, he's on screen getting a close up. It's like, damn. It's
Well,
like,
there was a
see
shot
it.
of him like from below. Like the first time you see him,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna show him because he's gained weight because he was in an episode of another show that I recently watched.
Yeah.
So I won't give it away who it is, but I was watching that and I was like, God, he's gained a lot of weight since then. I thought he did like it was just like makeup or something, but nope. He just gained a lot of weight.
Yep.
And then, like I said, when they showed the view of him, that you couldn't see his face, you can like see like partially. So I was like, I wonder how much they're gonna have of this. But I thought my only little gripe about it is I wish it was a little bit longer.
Oh no,
because like
they should have cut out the first half. Honestly,
because they said I was reading that they cut about another 30% of the film, so there's like a 3-hour cut of it. And I don't know if they're gonna release it or not, but
yeah, I doubt it because it's a Netflix
but
thing.
at the same time, I kind of liked how long it was because they spent a lot of time on a specific. The person that we were just talking about, they spent a lot of time on that flashback, and I'm like, okay, I wish there's like some other stuff we can work on right now, which I get. Again, it's more of Jesse's psyche, and they don't really talk about it in the last season with the specific person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I think because it's about 2 hours long. I'd say the first 45 minutes to an hour is really slow. Like, so I explained to how it just feels like an extended Breaking Bad episode. Like, it doesn't feel like a movie because there's no like super big climax. Like there is a beginning, middle, and end to it, but nothing that makes you like want more or anything. But yeah, that first half honestly felt like one of those filler episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yep.
And then the second half was when things kicked off, and it's like, okay, this is an episode I would actually enjoy watching.
The one part of action though, I dug that. I was digging that whole moment, like the I can't say what it is.
Is it where he's searching for the thing? Is that what you're talking about? Because that part was
cool.
good.
That was cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
It was towards the end, where it's him and then like 5 other guys.
Yeah. I know
that part. I was like, because I was thinking I can't talk about it. Sorry, Bundy. But that part was cool.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It felt. We'll talk about it next week.
To anyone listening, if you liked Breaking Bad, watch the movie if you have 2 hours because it's worth watching.
It's meant for Breaking Bad fans.
Yeah.
It's not just for like anybody who's just like knows.
What the fuck is that?
Is that your air? What were we talking about?
El Camino. So yeah,
El Camino.
Yeah, if you're Breaking Bad fan,
Breaking Bad.
Watch it.
Yes, I recommend it.
Yes,
that's right.
Breaking Bad.
Like it. So I watched that, and then I've been playing Borderlands, not as much last week. I think I took a week off. Like last week, I didn't play anything of it. Which they're having a Halloween event for that, so I'm excited,
dude.
Whatever that consists of.
Borderlands is not even the Halloween event. They sent out an email. They're doing like I think a 4-week long, so a month long, like special event
I know what you're talking
thing.
about. Yeah.
Uh-huh. The annoying part is because the guy I'm playing with, I talked to him about it, and neither of us got that first week's email, so we missed out on that first week bonus thing. Yeah. We got the email for the second week saying, "Hey, start playing now." It's like, well, why did you have that first one and not tell anyone about it?
What's this week?
This week, oh man, what is it?
I know last week it's like they had a higher.
It was like a loot boss thing or something like that.
Higher rate.
Yeah,
I think drop rate.
I think this week it's like a special type of enemy that just drops rare items. I think that's this week. That's either this week or next week.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not like a boss one. It's just random enemies will drop like super rare stuff.
I'm gonna play that tonight. Yeah. Play it this week a little bit.
It's fun.
I need to finish it because I'm nowhere near finishing it at all.
Yeah.
But that, and then I've been playing some Castle Crashers and a lot of, like I said, Crash Team Racing. I don't know why. Like I think it was like Thursday or Friday. I started playing it again. I'm like, this is so fun because I never beat it. There's a couple of games I haven't even like beaten yet, like Pokemon Go or Pokemon Let's Go. I didn't beat that. But
at this point, I mean,
it's the same game though. But I still enjoy playing it, which I don't know about you, Bundy. But I'm very hyped.
Who's ready for our countdown to Sword Shield?
Sword Shield.
Sword Shield.
Sword Shield is coming. You're getting Sword, aren't you? Or Shield?
What did I say? Sword?
Sword.
I think. Are you getting Shield?
I'm getting Shield. I think everyone's getting Sword except for us. I thought we were the ones getting Shield.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so I'll probably get Sword.
Yeah.
Sweet.
If I get it. You better get it. It's up in the air between that and the Jedi game. Because they come out the same day. Jedi not Outcast.
Fallen
Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Star Wars Law and Order.
Dun dun. So that And then I saw a movie this past week.
What movie?
What movie, you might say?
You're keeping us in suspense.
This is where I kind of want to go on a tangent. So, I saw Joker. You gonna sit back? Oh my god! So I saw the movie Joker.
Okay.
I saw it on Sunday.
I would not see it with a box.
I would not see it in a box.
So I saw it Sunday. I saw it on IMAX.
Where did that come from? Like, why did you start rhyming?
He does that shit all the time.
What did you say? You said, I saw it on a Sunday.
What?
I don't know.
Just to let you know, at work, this is the kind of shit he says to me. It's just random. Out of the,
at work, it's anything to make you laugh while you're on the phone.
He's a piece of shit. He all writes, what is it? Uncle Jasper's.
I came over to his desk. He's having a conversation with a client, a member, and serious conversation. I just come over, right? Uncle Jasper's baby batter. Like circling, pointing to it. It's just so easy to make Justin laugh.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fired one of these days for the random jokes.
Yeah. So I saw Joker. I like Joker. Also, I want to go on this little tangent of I don't know why, but last couple of movies I saw with Paulo, which I don't know if Paulo has a bad juju when it comes to public movies, I guess.
Being in public.
Or being in public. The last couple times we saw a movie in the IMAX, it was like later at night. It was not like on a cheap day, so there wasn't like, those people that get attracted to the cheap
riffraff.
The riffraff. But there's people having fucking conversations in the movie theater and talking out loud or fucking being obnoxious. Because when we went to go see Joker, somebody had a full-on conversation on their phone sitting behind us, which Paulo has more balls than me, apparently, because he looked at them, did this, and then flipped them off as they're walking out, because they kept walking in and out to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Which in Joker, there's a lot of like softer dialogue, or there's not a lot of dialogue. It's just doing weird shit.
Just ASMR.
So you can just hear him talking and shit, and that just bugs the fuck out of me. Like, you can do that at home, do whatever you want, but like when you're in public, that's just. But then again, we live in Davenport, so.
I mean, still,
yeah,
though,
that doesn't you can find that anywhere.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Davenport's
saying.
not that shitty.
I know, but like, it's very fucking frustrating. But fucking frustrating. So, I like Joker a lot. I thought it was a very, very good movie.
Yep.
I know some people will be upset with maybe like the origins of Joker, yada 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 bullshit. It's a different take on it, and it's very unique. I think Joaquin Phoenix is fucking a lunatic.
Yeah.
But in a good way, because like, he was so fucking good in that movie. I think the one thing about it is that it made me very uncomfortable the whole time.
That's probably good then.
It's good, but like, it was very just like, I don't know how to feel right now. And like, it's crazy. But it's not like the craziest thing ever. And that's the tangent part that I want to go into, is that a lot of like, I saw a lot of articles and shit before the movie even fucking came out. That's like, this movie glorifies like like killers in general, and how it like makes violence. It's a very violent movie, and it's going to make you want to be violent and go shoot up a school, apparently. Bullshit like that.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
So I was watching it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be some like fucked up scene or something like that's going to be fucking just crazy. Nothing is like, it's like I feel like there's more violent movies out there. Like, I feel like Deadpool's 2 times more violent, like, or twice the amount of violence in it. And like, the only reason that gets off with like a pass is because it's a fun, he's laughing and like making dick jokes the whole time. And I don't understand why movies like that versus like a movie like this gets more negative attention towards it and criticism, and saying how it's bad for our culture and all this bullshit. And it's just like, it's one of those things where it's very similar to video games, where people want to point the finger at video games for like causing like, or having violence and making people more
prone to violence.
Thank you. And it's just another thing, like, they just want to point the finger at movies now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's other movies, like even the movie that's mostly influenced by, like Taxi Driver, that's like way more violent and more like towards that road of like doing something fucked up like he did in that movie. Or even Natural Born Killers. Remember that movie with like Woody Harrelson? That movie is more violent and just more gruesome, I guess, when it comes down to it, because like this movie just puts an emphasis on mental illness, and they even say it in like his little journal that like, oh, nobody looks or pays attention to when you have mental illness, blah blah blah, that kind of bullshit. And like I get where they're trying to go with it, like saying like society built him or like made him, mold him into this fucked up person, because it does, I don't know, it can happen, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a fictional character, and it's like one of the greatest villains ever, and like, I don't know, it's very similar to like The Dark Knight, and I don't understand why The Dark Knight, if it did get criticism for it too, you know, because it glorified him as like because in the whole movie for The Dark Knight, you're kind of rooting for the Joker, if I'm right, because like.
Not really.
You're not
really
rooting for him, but
Batman.
You're rooting for Batman, but like you're most of your attention is going towards Joker, and you're more interested in his character and everything.
You're more interested in his character and personality and all that, because he's like so.
Where it's like
there.
they're like, oh well, and then Joker, you want to root for him. Like, no, you fucking don't. He's a lunatic, and you just kind of see how he became like the supervillain he became to be, but more along the lines. This is a different interpretation of the character itself, so it is very different, and I don't know.
I will say, I don't know if it's playing devil's advocate or what, but the difference between Dark Knight Joker and Joker is the actor. Joaquin Phoenix doesn't have the greatest reputation of being like a respectable person, I guess. And he is kind of a little loony to begin with. While Dark Knight, what was his name? Heath Ledger. Yeah. That like, he died before that movie was released. And that was like part of that like when people went to see the movie, part of it was that like they wanted to see Heath Ledger's like final film, and it's like there was that whole story going around about he committed.
Heath Ledger is the Tupac of Jokers.
Well,
he died.
Yeah,
he died, and he's that's one of the reasons why he's so popular.
Yeah, and there was that whole thing at the time of his death going around. People, and I don't know where it spawned, but people were saying it's like he was so invested in the character of Joker that he killed himself because of that. It's like that's not the thing, but because of that whole story going around, people wanted to go see that movie. They're like, how did he make this? I will say he did a damn good job at it. Like, that definitely. Was one of the, like we say all the time, that's one of the greatest like superhero movie or comic book movies. Or movies in general, but yeah, and so this thing with the Joaquin Phoenix, people don't like him, so they just want to pick up everything they can, and this is such an easy target because it deals with mental issues and murder and all that stuff. So it's just, and plus this, I haven't seen Joker, but just based off the trailers and what I've heard, it's much more real than like other comic book movies. And
it is definitely, but. That's where I'm like, oh, he goes on like this, like spoilers. He doesn't go on a huge fucking killing spree. Yeah, and that's where everyone's like, oh, this is, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it because again, I don't want to give away a lot that happens in the movie. But there are times where I'm like, oh, I forgot this is a comic book movie and this is based on Batman's greatest villain and whatnot. They have a lot of Easter eggs and stuff connected to the comics, which is great. But you can tell it's a very artsy film. Yeah, it's very Oscar baity, which is fine because I think it was very well made. I think the shots are there's some really cool shots in it. It looks pretty. And then they make Gotham look like a shithole, which like I don't feel like a lot of movies, at least especially like in the Dark Knight trilogy, it didn't look like a regular like shitty awful Gotham, besides maybe Batman Begins where they're in like the whatever, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and Dark Knight Rises they try to do that but that was more of like a post-apocalyptic
but even like sense. In Dark Knight it looks like Chicago because it was shot in Chicago.
I mean it basically is just Chicago with taller buildings.
And I think like the closest one that got to it is possibly like Tim Burton's Batman, where it looks really just like the theming really and everything. It was dark, yeah. Whereas this looks like the fucking just like this disgusting area, and it looks like exactly what Gotham should look like in a comic book. So I thought it was really cool. And then like the score was awesome. I don't know why. I'm a big movie soundtrack guy, so I really liked. There's a lot of like themes within the actual music itself that I thought was really cool, and how they like progressively got, it from the start to the finish of the film, like the music even changed itself, and it just evolved more with the character, stuff like that.
Do you know who did this?
They did. They did something else recent. I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bug me.
Because I know it wasn't like Danny Elfman who.
No, it was some random person who did I didn't realize they did some other soundtrack I really liked. But I really liked it. What do you guys think about it, or what's your thoughts on, I don't know, the buzz on it? Like, do you have any opinion on it? I know you haven't
people
seen
always need a reason to kill, like mass murder.
You remember when Making a Murderer came out? I think it wasn't to any of the same degree, but there was some like stories going around there about how they were glorifying murderers when that show came out too. I think it's just a thing that when when movies or shows or whatever release that aren't, super over the top like Deadpool or anything like that, people are just gonna find a reason to complain about it.
That's what I mean. Like, people are always talking about superhero fatigue, and then and then a movie like Joker comes out where it's completely fucking different. It's dark. Yes, granted, it's dark, but it is more of a realistic film, and it has a different take on it. Yep. And then they bitch about that because they want like the Marvel films, which I love Marvel. Don't get me wrong, but I like my different movies. Like, I liked Shazam a lot. It was different. It was a little bit more upbeat, a DC film, which is fine. And same with Aquaman. It's stupid, but I liked Aquaman because it was it's just a cheesy, dumb film. Mm-hmm. But I like the diversity within the films itself. But I don't know. We're in this weird stage where if something like Joker comes out, we have to criticize it because it's not like everything else. Yeah. And then once we say we have other films like your generic Marvel film like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then people bitch about that, how it's the same formula over and over again. So I just feel like there's no way of pleasing everybody, and I get that. And if you don't want to go see the film, don't go see the film. Just don't bag on it. And I hate that shit.
Or you can be like Scorsese and just
shit on all. Yeah, he's a little wrong. I disagree with him.
He's way wrong.
Yeah, yeah. Like I guess thinking back on it, I'm not surprised how well the top tier actors took that. Like Robert Downey Jr., his response and all that to Scorsese and all that. It's like you don't want to talk poorly about him.
Yeah, well, you can't talk bad about the stuff that he's made because he's cemented his position in Hollywood.
But even then, it's
he can still have a wrong idea.
Oh yeah, because he basically, in fewer words or in more words, he said Marvel movies aren't like real movies. Basically, he's like they're not. They're not what cinema is.
They're like a roller coaster.
Yeah,
which
it's like.
Roller coasters are fun.
Yeah, and it's
Get on this roller coaster, Grandpa.
Yeah, it doesn't have to have some hidden message or whatever to be a movie. Yeah. It's Marvel movies are fantastic. Most of them are fantastic. It's they're enjoyable, and that's why you go see them.
Yeah,
I'm not like Albert Einstein, but I understand Scorsese films. I don't think you have to be a genius to understand the fucking mafia movies.
Which this movie is a huge influence of Scorsese. I can't say his last name, but him, yes.
Yeah.
He was originally attached to be a producer, and then I think he dropped out of that. But
he probably wanted to shit on Marvel, and he's like, I can't be tied to a comic book if I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
So he backed out.
I think The Irishman comes out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Is that the one on Netflix?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be limited theatrical run, but it'll be on Netflix.
Yeah. Chernobyl?
Yeah.
Chernobyl.
The same person that did the music for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That was an HBO one too, isn't it?
Yep. I don't know how to say their name. It's weird, but the music was fantastic. And I place my bets on that will be nominated for an Oscar.
For what?
Soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Joaquin Phoenix. He'll get a
We'll see. We'll see if he shows up to the Oscars.
You don't think so? You haven't seen it. You can't say anything.
Here's my thing though. Hollywood does not like Joaquin Phoenix.
I know. Yeah.
That will be the stopping point.
Yeah.
No matter how good the movie is, no matter how good of an actor he is, he's still him. Yeah. And it's not up to the people who give an Oscar away. It's up to this group of 5 or 6 people that decide who gets the Oscar.
We'll see about I agree with that. But I know that it's gonna get a couple noms for the film itself.
Probably, yeah. I
mean, cinematography.
Yeah.
It'll get nom for, and then obviously I think soundtrack.
Can comic book movies get an adapted screenplay? Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe it'll get there. I wonder, because I know Robert Downey Jr. said he doesn't want the Oscar run for him, but I wonder if Endgame's going to get any.
It'll get
technical
stuff.
I mean, any big not even if it's not an award, if it's just going to get if Marvel is going to get some kind of.
They do special outside of the regular category Oscars, maybe like the day or like a week before. Like I think like Jackie Chan, he has like an honorary like lifetime achievement.
Yeah,
Oscar.
something like that.
Yeah,
They'll
could
get
give
recognized.
that to, yeah, they could give that to Kevin Feige.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I could see Kevin Feige getting, and even if it was like a joint like Kevin Feige, Robert Downey Jr. and
I think they recognize
John Favreau.
They recognize Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I think that year when it like broke whatever damn record it was in December.
Best copycat movie.
I was just saying, I like it, but it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
No, they got recognized because of the amount of money it made that month. Whatever it was.
Isn't the money good enough in itself?
Yeah, it's
well,
like
I'm just
the money.
saying,
The money is
they
the
got
award.
recognized, so the opportunity for
Way
Endgame to do it
go.
again.
You guys got the most money.
Fuck you, Bundy. I'm trying to make a fucking point. Anywho,
I was gonna go somewhere else along that line, and now I'm trying to think what it was. It was something with Oscars and all that. I don't know. Carry on without me.
Yeah, but it was a really good film, and I've seen it, so I can say that. So,
yeah. I don't know if I'll get to the theater to see it, but I definitely
you should check it out at some point.
Yeah, definitely when it comes out, it's one I want.
It broke
watch.
Broke a record for I think biggest October opening.
How many? Like in history?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was gonna say. I thought you meant like this October. I'm like, how many other movies are coming out?
Venom was the last movie to do that. Apparently, it was just like
because movies like this weren't released in October.
Yeah. Speaking of movie release, going off on a separate thing. So there's a new movie with Robert Downey Jr. coming out in January. It's Doolittle.
Yeah. I haven't watched the trailer yet. I saw the picture.
I saw the trailer today.
Yeah.
It's probably not what you're expecting. I'll say that.
Great.
I will.
Is it like Sherlock?
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes? Okay.
Yes. It very much like is because it looks like they're not going the Dr. Dolittle Eddie Murphy route modern day. It looks like they're going to the book Dolittle, going back to the early 1800s.
Interesting.
And having that because Robert Downey Jr. shows up, sounds exactly like Sherlock Holmes. He's got the British accent or whatever.
He does good at it. He does a good job at that.
Yeah.
Honestly. So.
The trailer doesn't give anything away about the actual plot of the movie. So if you don't know the backstory to Dr. Dolittle, you'll be very confused. But I think everyone at this point knows it.
I mean, he just talks to animals, right? That's about.
Well, that's the thing.
Is,
yeah, but the trailer doesn't do that. Like the duck or something in the trailer talks.
And
but
it's Kevin Hart.
Is it?
I haven't seen it yet.
There's a ton of names in it.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of big names in it, so it very well could. I don't think Kevin Hart's in it, but like there's a lot of people
Just
in
what
it.
We need.
But the thing I don't like about the trailer is, which I thought we got past this point now in modern day history, it takes a like beloved like song from way back when and modernizes it, but slows it down a ton. It does that.
I don't like that.
And it does that through the entire movie. And in like the trailer, the shots make it look like this big epic like movie with like there's a ship like in an ocean like crashing against waves and like there's a fight scene or something. And it's like this whole thing, and then just like cuts. It's like cool.
I'll check it out.
I want to see the trailer. I did see the poster.
Yeah. I think I showed that to you yesterday or whatever when we were hanging out.
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer for Jungle Cruise?
I was about to bring that up.
I've not seen that yet.
It looks really, really similar to Jumanji.
Yeah.
Like
it's like Jumanji and pirates. They're trying to have that pirate spin to it.
It's like Jumanji on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're trying to so the first like minute is them just referencing the ride. They make all the ride jokes within the first couple minutes. So all like the Disney nerds are like, see that over there? That's a joke that they do all the time. Anywho. But then they try to go that route where they like, they try to make it look like this big adventure movie, and I'm just like, I don't know. If Disney is gonna keep doing that through all the rides like they did with Pirates, which Pirates it worked because they had just like that
because they had Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
It worked because of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and everything else with it. Granted, the first movie is the best movie, and then after that, it just kind of fall off quality wise. But if you're gonna remake a ride. Actually, what would you make if you had to remake a ride? I know what my answer is.
What?
It'd be Haunted Mansion. Make a good Haunted Mansion movie.
I was gonna say they had,
and it was
speaking of Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go back and watch that now that I've been on the ride. Because have you seen it since 2004?
Nope.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm
sure it's a fine family movie, but
no, it'd be cool to make like a Haunted Mansion, like an updated Haunted Mansion movie.
I mean, it's a ride.
It would make them money like crazy. So
you think so?
Definitely.
Anything they make is going to make them.
Huh?
Did the first one make a lot of money?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think it did. Oh, I'm trying to think now because I remember watching it and I didn't think it was as bad as.
Yeah, I think it's just like
it's fine.
Disney
Yeah.
movie.
But I bet they could make their own spin on it, you know.
Disney's own spin.
I was gonna say it
Disney's
is,
own
But like,
spin.
you know, like I said with Pirates, what they did with that specific
make
ride.
it more action adventure.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you can make something out of that.
I'm trying to think to pull a story out of like a minute 30. I tried to pull it up and it fell off.
Yeah.
So I wasn't touching it again. Oh yeah.
They're not gonna do Splash Mountain, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Splash Mountain is
Oh, there you are.
pretty racist.
Yeah. Song of the South.
Yeah, but like the Space Mountain. I mean that dinosaur ride is based off of the dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think.
Because
Because I mean,
they could do
most of the rides too are already integrated with
a movie.
a movie itself. So I don't know,
What
Space
else?
Mountain or
Not Tower, because Tower of Terror was already an
that
episode
was based
of
on
Twilight Zone.
the Twilight Zone. So
Yeah. I think they made a movie out of that, like a
there's a Twilight Zone movie.
yeah. No, like the Tower of Terror movie
Oh,
or something like that. They had something at the parks once. I was like, oh, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
So
but like there's Avatar World, which is obviously its
Pandora,
own thing. Yeah.
it's interesting. Oh yeah, they're filming that right now. In case you didn't know. Speaking of Avatar,
Which one?
the second one.
I
have no
care
interest
in the world.
Yeah,
I mean, I like the first one, but I don't see because like
it's a fine movie. I don't know. We talked about this before. But
Yeah,
how
I mean-
it broke that record.
I mean, I don't think it
Nuts.
deserves to be.
Did it get an award
I don't know.
when it
I don't
got all that money?
They like to acknowledge stuff. That's just Hollywood glorifying Hollywood. They like to,
Yeah.
I mean, I will say like because we have talked about it before, but I liked the movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's like it didn't have the greatest story, I didn't go see it to watch like a brand new story because it's the same story that 1,000 movies have done in the past, and it is.
Pocahontas.
I mean, but other movies have also done the same storyline just with different aspects of it. But the reason I liked it was just because it looked so damn good, and it's like
pretty.
Yeah, and it's like the tech they used for it was like the first time that's been done.
Yeah.
And now it's been done since then. So I don't know if the second one's gonna do something new or because that's my thing with the sequels is that. The reason the first one was so special is because it was the first time they did that completely 100% digital world building, and like they had the new version of mocap and all that stuff. There's not really anything new for these sequels, so now it's just based on the movie, and now it's just going to be like okay,
It's only going to be as good as the other movies that are currently out.
Yeah, so I don't think the second. I mean, it might make a ton of money because that first one did, but I don't think it's going to be anything phenomenal.
No, I don't. I could care less.
You gonna
honestly.
see Gemini Man?
I don't know.
I heard that was poopy.
I heard that the story isn't that good, but Ang Lee,
Angla.
I don't even think the theater in town will show it, but it was shot in 120 frames per second.
I don't get
which
it.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie that was like
somebody
that.
I saw was talking about. They said it was distracting.
Yeah, it looks like it's just got like that motion blur.
Yeah.
Like when you go to Walmart, it's on the TV.
I hate that.
I hate
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I just bought a new TV, and that's the first thing I did. I just went to the settings. I'm like, motion blur off.
Yeah.
I turned all the settings down.
It bugs me.
It's stupid.
It's like, ugh.
I don't get how people can get a TV and have that on and just like plug their TV on, turn it on, and then just watch it and not notice it. Like,
Yeah.
I remember this is a few years ago. My sister got a TV and we were watching The Walking Dead, and it had that motion blur. I'm like, your TV looks like really weird, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. It's just like it's too smooth.
Yeah.
Like there's something wrong with it.
Oh, speaking of, are you caught up with that show, Walking Dead?
Fuck no.
Okay, I didn't know.
I don't think I've seen it since the first season.
I was tempted to rewatch it or get caught up on it.
Yeah.
I heard it's actually really good recently.
You just got to get through all the boring stuff in the middle.
Well, the nice thing is I'm right on
The decade
I'm
of-
on a good part where like there's about to be a lot of action. But the thing is, they do this thing where like half a season they just build up to something, and then the other half it's just just builds up to the finale. And I hate that bullshit more than anything because it's just like
Kind of the second to this last season of Game of Thrones. And it's just all build up and for that final season.
yeah.
Speaking of that, I saw a stat thing or whatever of the ratings for Game of Thrones seasons.
Yeah.
And it's like the first season was like in the 90s, out of 100. And then they just kind of slowly went down from there. And then the second to last season, it like jumped back up. And then the last season was like in the 30s or 40s
Yeah.
or
Really?
something like that. Yeah.
The very last season had really low ratings.
Game of Thrones, oh yeah.
I thought the finale had a lot.
I thought, I mean, word of mouth
But-
caught up to it that it wasn't the
That's
greatest.
good.
Yeah.
But I figured that, I mean, it was, what, 7 episodes or 8 episodes?
I think people were just so pissed off at it. I'm talking about not ratings as in how many people watched it. I'm
Oh.
talking
Yeah,
like,
okay.
like
Oh, critical consensus.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, because a ton of people watched it.
Yeah,
but-
that's what, because, I mean, after like halfway through, word of mouth would have spread that, hey, this season sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't want any of this to happen.
Yeah, and I was like going through the comments on it, and a lot of people were speculating that the second to last season had so high ratings because it was building up to the last season
Yeah.
that people were just anticipating
Yeah.
something really good, so they were giving each episode like this super high rating, and then no payoff.
Disappointing.
Yeah,
Real quick, Disney Plus is at November 12th. Do you remember?
11th.
It's a month. So the 11th? 11th
Okay,
to 12th?
okay.
Yeah, why?
I'm just because I want to watch Force Awakens and what is it,
Last Jedi?
Last Jedi before
yeah,
whatever the next one is.
yeah. I haven't seen Last Jedi in a while. I have.
I'm
Force
gonna rewatch
Awakens.
it.
Force Awakens is way better than Last Jedi.
Oh, definitely.
See, I'll watch The Force Awakens, but like I don't even have to think about what happens in the movie just because it's like such a paint by numbers story. It's like, oh yeah, and then they go to the Death Star and then they blow it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like the overall story is pretty identical, but it's all the little bits, like the Han Solo bit. And...
I remember when we saw it for the first time, it was fucking cool.
Oh yeah, it was
But
great.
Just looking back on it, it's like, oh yeah, it's an okay story. I mean, it looks cool, obviously, but
Yeah, the sound in the movie,
Yeah.
is awesome. It's really good. Like every bit I think of that I liked, it always has some big sound. Like right at the start of the movie when Kylo Ren like stops that bolt, and
That's
it's
what I
just
was
like
thinking about.
it's just
Yeah.
a humming sound or whatever.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
super cool. And then when he talks, I like his voice. Like I wouldn't want to listen to it all the time, but I think for his character, the voice is kind of cool. Like that raspy robotic thing.
you mean Adam Driver when he's in the helmet?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I'm glad they got rid of it in the second one because
Right.
it was too much. But
How much have you seen any like marketing material for the new one?
No.
Like any toys, commercials?
I've seen a picture from, I'm guessing, the trailer. That's
okay,
it.
okay. Well, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, I don't want to, because I mean, like the toys are out there and stuff.
Yeah.
I've never gotten spoiled by a toy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't because
Oh.
I don't have kids or anything. I have no
We
reason
did.
to go.
Well, yeah,
For Civil War.
yeah, pretty much everything. But
Because they released that, like, Giant Man pop was
Oh.
coming out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I don't collect those. I don't do any
Oh,
toy
yeah.
shopping.
let me
so-
tell you.
yeah, there was I don't even know if it actually like the physical toy came out or not. But like
Yeah.
I know for sure the Lego set did. There's like for Infinity War or Endgame, I don't know which one, but there's like a Hulkbuster sized War Machine. There's 100% a Lego set for that, and then I think I saw like a Hot Toys version of that, and it was branded as like for that movie
Nice.
specifically.
That'd be kinda cool.
I saw statues from Endgame, and it had Thanos on the Avengers base, like rubble,
Oh yeah,
just standing there. I was like, "Fuck!" Well, I know he's gonna go to Earth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back to Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
I really like The Force Awakens. I think The
Have
Force
they
Awakens.
have they done any more trailers since that initial?
I was gonna
one
say
months ago?
they had that one featurette where they show. I'm not gonna say anything for you, but you know how they showed.
I think I've only seen just the one trailer that was put out.
Oh, really? You didn't watch the other thing they released from D23?
No.
Oh, they showed that footage,
Mm-hmm.
and they released it at Good Morning America, or whatever, the next day after. They showed that before Joker in IMAX,
Oh.
and that was pretty baller. I was
Okay.
like, okay, I'm fucking ready for this movie. I love Star Wars, which I think tomorrow's a new trailer, which obviously you won't watch.
Watch
but,
out.
but yeah,
I'm
be
gonna
careful.
Not be on the
Close
internet.
your
I think
eyes.
it's coming out tomorrow. I think John Boyega said.
Every time one of those things comes out, I have to like stop looking on Instagram because just people just constantly repost
Yeah.
clips
Oh,
and
yeah.
pictures and
Instagram
stuff.
Stay
is
away.
the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about that. But I think tomorrow's when the tickets are going to go on sale. It's whenever they release the second trailer that the tickets go on sale. So
We should all probably go.
you want me to? Yeah. What? I'll get your ticket if they go on sale, or I'll let you know.
Okay.
And then
No, you got to buy them all.
yeah. Well, I was gonna
You
say,
gotta
I-
look at
I
the
can-
poster.
so we can. If you guys want to go together, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if we want, I'll go for the premiere, which I would really like to do. Because the last movie for the original trilogy.
For now,
Yeah.
Well-
it's the last movie until next year.
No,
or so.
well, for this trilogy, and they're gonna start doing other.
that's what they
films.
say.
Yeah.
That's what they said with the last trilogy or the
Oh
last.
my God! It's Luke Skywalker's mailman.
Yeah. It's like Like I know the title of the next
Yeah.
movie, so
Yeah.
like I know that it's gonna wrap up. That
I really like The Force Awakens though.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say it's a copycat, which yes, I will agree. There's a lot of things.
Yeah,
they
it's
did
a good
copy and
movie, but
paste.
it's
But I don't know. Some people are just hard to please in general because then like The Last Jedi came out and it was completely different. Which Last Jedi, there's a lot of stuff I didn't fucking care for, not because it was different, but because it didn't continue the story from Force Awakens. That's my issue.
it broke off a lot and then started its new thing,
Yeah.
and then
a
it's
lot
got
of
nowhere to go
people.
with that.
it's very hard to stay within like the canonized Star Wars universe, but then be different enough to not be the same exact thing that we've already done.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's possible. Really,
There's not. And that was a good example of it.
Yeah.
But I think that they had an issue with that because the story didn't continue, and they kind of just went off on this random shit. Cut out the casino scene. It's a little bit better of a movie to me. I think casino scene, there was no point. There's no point to DJ. There's no point to me, how I perceived it, because what is, because like they go to that planet to get like the code breaker or whatever, and he doesn't end up doing anything. And like some people are like, well, it's the point that like, the whole point of the movie is about failure and like to teach Finn that he shouldn't trust people, blah, 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 that bullshit. And I'm like, well, that's not a good theme to have.
Yeah, because he trusted the girl. And
yeah, and then that weird love triangle between Rose, him, and Rey is just odd now. Because like,
who was Rey?
Finn. Well, there's like hints that Finn loves Rey. You know what I mean?
I didn't really. That's the
get,
other thing too.
Or is that like, more? There's just I
don't get those vibes from those two characters. And the other thing is like, these characters I have like no attachment to whatsoever.
Yeah,
really?
I'm more interested in Kylo Ren than
let's say Kylo. I was going to say that earlier, but Kylo Ren's the best character of the whole series, of the whole new trilogy, in my opinion.
Of Star Wars in its entirety.
God, you let me finish. But yeah, I think we're gonna speculation wise for Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Jedi. Well, because there's the Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah,
there's a lot of falling and rising.
I know. Like I do a lot of like voice assistant stuff, and whenever I ask, like the other day, I was asking the release date of the game, and I couldn't remember what it was. I'm like, if I ask the wrong question, I'm gonna get spoiled.
The dawn of the rise of the Jedis.
But where was I going with that? I don't remember. Speculation.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a lot of characters in this movie.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like we're probably gonna get like
it's like a super broad statement.
Well, let me finish, you fucking assholes.
I think they're gonna put a lot of people in this movie. I don't know. I know usually they do like talking. CGI replacements.
Last movie had no characters.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's like a one-man play. Star Wars to play.
Anyhow. Yeah.
What do you think? Like,
nope, I'm not talking about it now.
Bringing like dead people back, or
well, I think we're gonna get like probably gonna get an Anakin. I think Hayden Christensen's probably gonna make an appearance of some sort.
I hope not. I mean, I'm fine with the character of Anakin, but I don't want Hayden Christensen to have like a big role in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. I think that'd be weird. I think
that's gonna. I feel like they're gonna somehow incorporate Obi-Wan, because now he's gonna have his own series, so they can reference him. You can either throw in like some old stock footage of what's his face who played the original, or you can have Ewan McGregor now that he's on Disney contract.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they have Obi-Wan in this, it has to be the Alec Guinness, just because chronologically that is the most recent version, and that's the one.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
If they shot back to like a young him.
Yeah.
Well, they had originally an old Anakin, and then they went back and put in a young Anakin.
That would have pissed me off if I was that actor.
Yeah.
To have a re-release, and then I get replaced. I'm like, you sons of bitches.
The body guy for Vader, and at least Return of the Jedi. I don't know.
I heard a thing about Vader too. So the guy that played Darth Vader in the original movies, he thought he was doing all the lines throughout the entire movie, that first movie, and then when he went to see it,
have you seen the actual footage of him talking?
He sounds like an idiot.
He does.
Yeah, probably why they replaced him then.
Sounds like a gym coach.
Yeah, but I love Star Wars. I know you like Star Wars a lot too.
Yeah.
I don't think you're as high on Star Wars. You like Star Wars.
I'm excited to see it, but it's like, again, it's like, how is it going to be different? Like,
that's what I mean. I'm intrigued.
Like, I mean, if story holds true, the first one establishes the lore and whatever, and then something bad happens in the second one, and then at the end of the third one, we're all back together again.
Well, even more specific is there's a reveal in the second one, and that's exactly what happened. Because in the second of the original, found out Darth Vader's his dad. In this one, found out nobody's her dad.
That's gonna be retconned.
And that stupid bullshit too.
Yeah.
And, like fan theories, it's just like fuck, kill me.
Yeah.
It's like just do a story and stick to it. I don't know why. I mean, I know why people like coming up with fan theories, but like there's something about Star Wars fan theories specifically that it's just like fuck, like I can't do it.
I think the difference between like Star Wars and Marvel and Game of Thrones is that Star Wars doesn't have any
context. Like it doesn't have like source material.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have source material because like with Marvel, they have to
go on the comics.
Yeah, exactly. More or less, they have to stick to the comic to a degree.
Star Wars is anybody's guess.
Yeah,
especially with Last Jedi. Because I was expecting a lot of, like this, not like stereotypical Star Wars stuff, but like a little bit different, but like following that formula. And then Last Jedi was like, you know what? Fuck that formula. We're gonna do something really fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, as cool as that fight scene in that chamber was, I think they did Snoke dirty.
They did.
I don't think they did him right.
Yep.
They just
probably because they're setting up for the Emperor.
Ripped him in half.
Something. I don't know.
Well, still, I mean,
fuck me. It's like, oh god, and this is the same bad guy from the other movies.
I don't know. As a big Star Wars fan, I think Palpatine's pretty badass. And I don't know, they don't really show it too much in the movies as much. Again, that's another complaint, and I will agree with a lot of people. Like, I don't necessarily think Disney should be like putting all their lore into all their fucking books you have to go buy to figure out what happened with this story and that story.
I'm never
and I get
a Star
that
Wars book ever.
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah,
I enjoy them because like I'm currently reading the Thrawn book, but that has nothing to do with the movies. It's just separate.
How far
story.
are you in the first one?
Yeah.
How far are you in it?
I got like maybe halfway, and then I stopped. Have you read them?
Yeah. I read the first Thrawn one. And in that, there's more like there's a little more context to Palpatine and stuff like that, and other Sith characters.
I read the series that apparently takes place like the first set of books they released for once they announced The Force Awakens, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do books, and they're gonna be connected to the movies.
Yeah. So
like the Aftermath like series, I read that, and there's a lot of Palpatine stuff, which
that wasn't me.
I'm here.
I didn't say Siri. But yeah, they talk about a lot of Palpatine stuff, which I'm curious, and which with him on Jakku, so that's why I'm like, I don't know. They've been setting this up for a while now, which I'm guessing there's always been some sort of ending that they've always planned. How they got there,
I don't know if it's always been planned or if it's
that's the thing. Is they don't have a Kevin Feige. I don't think they have.
I think she's what's her name? Fucking Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah,
I don't care for her.
Yeah,
she's fine.
Yeah, going back to the Palpatine thing or Thrawn thing, because the at least the first Thrawn book takes place before Episode 1, because spoiler, it involves Palpatine and his Sith apprentice, who is in the first episode of Star Wars Episode 1, and
Darth Maul.
Yeah,
you can just say his name. Right?
Well, I didn't know because I didn't know. I couldn't remember when he shows up in the book, so I didn't want to spoil anything. But
there's like 3, I think, now. But anyhow, go on.
So, so after reading that, I went back and watched the Episode 1, 2, and 3. And if you pay more attention to Palpatine in like that first and second movie, it's a little more interesting because it's like he does have little hints of stuff here and there. And it's like in the third episode, or in Revenge of the Sith, obviously there's no secret anymore. He's like the Sith and he's the Emperor and all that. But before he actually makes that like official transition, it's kind of cool because he has a conversation with Anakin about like the Force and the dark side and keeping people alive. It's like if you really actually pay attention to it, knowing what like Plagueis and all that, and like knowing where it's leading, it's way more interesting after like knowing that context. But I do agree how I don't think they should have all this lore and context and everything in like, stuff that's not in the movies.
You can have your books. That's fine. But not to the point where you need to read the book to know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
Like, there's some side stuff. That's fine. You can just do whatever with that. You don't necessarily have to write. Like, some of that doesn't have to necessarily be connected to the book, and you have to, like, I don't know. It's like, just frustrating.
Yeah, it's like Kingdom Hearts. They have games 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then the story is in all the other games.
That's more of a mess. And I love those games.
I still haven't finished that third one.
It's okay.
I don't think I ever will.
Months ago. Yeah. It's like, I'm never beating this.
It's the last 2 hours that are great. Like the last part. Like
My problem is I don't
Yeah.
know when that 2 hours hits.
It's
Yeah.
when you're done with the worlds, and then you get to the last place, and like
Yeah.
that's really good. And then everything's just like really badass, and I'm like, this is okay, this is worth it. But like some of the worlds, like I didn't really care for Frozen and Tangled
No,
because
it was just the movie.
it was just a movie, and
I
that's
kept
what
getting
bugged
lost
me
in
about it.
Frozen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Everything's fucking white.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just white and trees, and it's
Yeah.
like, am I going this way? Nope, I have to run all the way back now.
and I found all of the hidden Mickey things,
No, I
like
don't
the
mess
lucky
with that.
emblems.
I started doing that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I
If
hate
I
this.
saw one, I'd do it. But
Yeah.
I'm not.
If you,
Or-
if you
or if
do a
you're-
certain amount, you got a secret ending
Oh,
for
okay.
the game.
But if you're running around, you're well. There's a thing over there.
Zorro!
It's like
There's a
fine, I'll go
lovely
look for
emblem.
it.
Like where?
Nope.
So
I wish games more often, when you hit that final bit where you like, there's no turning back. I wish they
Yeah.
would tell you.
Yeah.
Because I hate so much where it's like 11:30 at night or something. Like I want to go to bed. I'm just gonna finish up this mission, and then like something's going on,
Yeah.
and then like a cutscene starts, and it's like, oh, this is a 45-minute ending. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to sit through this. I'm gonna fall
and
asleep.
you can't save.
Yeah.
That was the issue with Kingdom Hearts because they had again 45-minute cutscene. And I'm just like, I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I would have rather watched Kingdom Hearts the movie than had
Which
to
basic-
play for 10 minutes and then sit through like a 20-minute cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how all the games have really been, honestly.
I didn't really notice it until this
Yeah.
last one though, because like
Well,
this last one's so
previously-
bad.
Yeah, like I mean, it's beautiful, and I'm the
Yeah,
animation,
bad
like
in the sense of like cutscene length and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. Before it was like they just have like the in-game footage of like the character, and you just read the dialogue, but you could press A
Really
till
quick,
your
yeah.
thumbs
Yeah.
bled just to get through
They
it.
took that out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm watching this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now I get to listen to all of this.
Yeah. But
There was one game or a couple games I played. I think Tomb Raider was one, and then the other one was Horizon Zero Dawn. I think where you get to a point and it's like this is your objective, and you get there, and this thing pops up saying this is your final mission. There's no turning back. Are you sure you want to start? It's like they should have stuff like that because then
Yeah.
it's like, well, I'm gonna come back later then.
I think I'm trying like in the Elite Four in the Pokemon games. I think they're like, you sure you want to go do this? Like you got all your health and shit.
Yeah,
ready to
yeah,
go. 'Cause
that's what I'm talking
there's
about.
no
Like
turning
stuff
back.
like that. Like give me
Yeah.
a warning ahead of time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because there's so many games with like big boss battles or something that you know is going to take forever, but you don't know that ahead of time. So.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed's really bad at that. Like
I
you
lost
get
interest in those games since
so
forever ago.
yeah.
The first one was fun.
The first
First two.
Yeah, I was gonna say Assassin's Creed 1 was like the origin. That one's good, and then
Yeah.
2 and Brotherhood were really good.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think I played. I don't know if I played
3
Brotherhood or
was
not.
dog shit. Don't play 3.
It was, and then they.
Black Flag was great.
I heard it was. I heard that. I think I played 2 seconds of it, and then I just lost interest.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you do like Assassin's Creed and you picking one of them, play Black Flag.
Is that the best one, you think?
Of the newer ones, yes.
Oh, okay.
By far. Yeah, I would say like Black Flag and then Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood are pretty much tied at the top.
Yeah.
All the ones are beneath it. But then once they went to Egypt, they totally changed the formula. And it's no longer that same Assassin's Creed stuff. It's like an open world, like you level up stuff. It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's like basically a different game in the universe of Assassin's Creed. So
Interesting.
yeah. That's that.
How are we doing on time?
We're way over.
Yeah. Okay.
Hour 15.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a lot of talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
What's coming out in the next week or so?
Zombieland came out.
Ooh,
Oh.
I want to go see that.
I definitely want to see
Forgot about
that. There's something else that came out. I can't think of it now.
Any games coming out before Pokemon and that? Like
Call
any
of
big
Duty,
ones?
but
Yeah.
I might pick that up because I don't
Which
know.
one is this now?
Modern Warfare, so it's a reboot.
Oh,
of it.
okay.
We'll see.
Oh,
I
the
don't
first
know.
one?
We're
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
redo War.
see. I
I'm
don't.
gonna redo the Modern War.
Maybe like every 2 or 3 years, I'll buy another Call of Duty just for it's
That's,
just
yeah.
it is what it is, and I'm like,
Well, yeah,
it's
because
nice to play.
the thing with Call of Duty is like there was that Modern Warfare
Yeah.
series that came out every other year, and then there was the Black Ops one that came
they
out in the in
switched
between. Yeah,
between.
and they were different studios too.
Yeah, and now I think the studios have switched or they're the same. It's confusing to me.
It's a whole big mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, there's like a Call of Duty every year. It's just a different series.
Yeah, so Infinity Ward and Activision, I think, were the two that were switching between. So Infinity Ward, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, was the Modern Warfare,
I think.
and then Activision was
The
Black
other one.
Ops, but I don't know if they're still. I don't know. It's confusing as fuck.
And then you got Battlefield, which is a whole other thing.
Yeah,
There's too many
there's too many shooting.
too many war games.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
Are all the AAA titles war games? Are they all
much.
shooters?
What?
Pretty much.
You can catch me playing Pokemon.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. And that new Ponyta.
Yes. Looks really small.
I haven't been
Really
following
small
that
boy.
at all.
Really?
I see you guys
Bundy
like
has.
post pictures and
Get
stuff. And
on it, boy.
Yeah.
way over.
It'll be
can't wait.
fun.
Yeah.
At this point, it's basically like Star Wars for me, where I'm just gonna once I get the game, I'm just gonna go in absolutely blind.
Yeah.
Like I have no like I know what Pokemon are in it from that very first like trailer or walkthrough they did, but other than that, I have no idea what the game's about.
I'm
Yeah.
all for the hype.
Yeah,
me
I'm
the hype.
pretty excited. Pokemon is one of those things that I'll dive into, and because it's so easy to just jump into. I don't have to worry about a 45-minute cutscene.
Yeah.
So I'll play through it until it's like 100% beat. Like this is back on my like Emerald Green or whatever version, but I had like Rayquaza like level 100, Mewtwo level 100, just because I played the fuck out of it. I just run through the Elite Four.
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm trying to think which one I did that the most with. Maybe it was like Soul, like or Silver or Soul Silver. I played a shit ton of Soul Silver.
I did too. Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
Yeah. That's good.
It was one of the better remakes.
That was one of those games where I got it knowing I had fun with Pokemon, so I got it. I played a little bit, like maybe the first 3 or 4 gyms, and then I just stopped for like 3 years. And then one time I just found it like in my closet. I'm like, all right, I'll pick it back up, and then I just burned through the entire thing in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
See, I mean, they're like the story or just like going through. It's not hard. You can beat it in like a week if you're playing casually. But like just going back and trying to catch everything.
Yeah.
I like to do that.
That's what I did with Let's Go. I went back and I pretty much every Pokemon in the game that I can catch, I caught. The only ones I don't have are like the traded ones and those special ones.
When I go back, when I actually beat the game, I'm gonna try completing the whole Pokedex.
Yeah.
That's because it's only 151. Or can you get Mew in that? I don't remember.
Not Mew. You can get Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
I don't think you can get Mew. And Let's
I
Go.
never played Let's Go.
Oh,
'cause I was waiting.
Surprising.
Well, that's the thing is like I can drop $60 right now, or if I wait a year, I can play like the next generation. Because I mean,
Gen 7 now.
yeah, like the remakes are cool and all, but like
You missed out. It's adorable. You can pet Pikachu.
It's
or
pretty
Eevee,
great.
whatever.
I like it a
You
lot.
put little hats on him.
It's Oh, that's cute.
I got the hat and like the Team Rocket jacket. And just stand there like a badass.
Yep. I'm a Pokemon whore though, so anything that comes out, I'm like, I'll buy it probably.
yeah, I'm excited for it. What was it? So if you, I was just at GameStop the other day, and there is some sort of pre-order bonus if
You get a poster.
Well, no, I mean you get the poster if you pre-order the double pack. You get like 3 like of those last, like the end of the decks, like dragon types that are kind of hard to catch.
Yeah.
You get like those 3. You get a code to like catch those.
I think you got
instantly.
that initially if you bought the pack in general. Like it's just included with them.
I
Or is it just GameStop? I don't know.
I have no idea.
That's cool though.
But
I don't
at
wanna
least
drop-
it's more than like a poster that they're gonna have
Yeah.
1,000 copies of anyway. That
It's an actual in-game thing.
Yeah.
I fucking love Pokemon, dude.
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped. And they I wonder what their net worth is or how much their
Pokemon?
yeah, or Game Freak that technically owns them.
Well, there's the Pokemon Company,
Yeah.
and I don't know who owns who at that point.
Yeah.
Nintendo owns.
Nintendo owns
Well,
all
yeah,
of
Pokemon Company.
Nintendo owns
Yeah.
all of that, but then there's the
Game
Pokemon
Freak
Company.
is the studio.
Studio.
Yeah, I think they work with.
But the Pokemon Company in general is probably
Oh
worth
god,
a
yeah.
fuck
Have
ton
you
of
seen
money.
like videos from like Japan where they have like Pikachu parades
Yeah.
and stuff?
Oh, I can't wait.
Also, random fact, I watched the new SNL episode.
Oh,
Did you watch it yet?
no, not yet.
It's actually pretty good. I need to
wait.
rewatch the last couple of weeks, but they were making fun of something. I'm not gonna tell you what the bit is, but they were making fun of ads, and they had an ad. They were like joking about making an ad for Squarespace, and and then they did the Squarespace thing, and I'm like, did Squarespace just get free marketing? Because I don't know if they had to pay for that or they just threw it in there. You know what I mean?
Funny.
Oh.
But that's funny as hell if they just randomly like, hey, we're just gonna throw in your name and just. But they did the word for word verbatim that you hear from people that sponsor it. So I thought it was really funny.
That's funny.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up. It was a good, nice talk about what's going on. I feel like there's so much shit I want to talk about still.
Yeah. I've
I
like
go on a rant.
Yeah, I have a laundry list of games and movies I want to talk about.
I
but-
want to talk about next week horror films. I don't know how well or how many like horror, or how if you're into horror films.
Horror.
How do you feel about horrors?
Horror, or like
Horror.
just like scary.
Gavin's not a fan of the spooks.
Thriller.
Well,
films.
I'm.
God damn it!
Gotta censor that.
You said it.
Yeah. No, I like. I've said it before. I like suspense thriller
Yeah.
movies, stuff like that.
Well-
It's the slashers I don't care for.
We'll talk about that next
Yeah.
week. I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to talk about
I
that?
want to talk about it a little bit.
We can talk about it.
Give me.
You want to join for that, Bundy?
I probably might.
Give me give me a movie to watch over the next week that's
Okay.
cheap.
Or
That I can rent online.
yeah.
And
Or I'll
I'll
let you
watch
borrow
that, like It or
Yeah.
something.
We should be able to watch, or we should be able to record next week. I think I'll be back before then. I'm
Okay.
getting back in the morning, so we can do Sundays still. So. All right. Well, my name is Justin,
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Bundy.
and we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Oh, wrong keyboard.
Oh, we're still going. We're still.